You're watching Local Edition. I'm Brad Palmer. Thank you so much for joining us again. Our guest is Ken Button. Ken is with Verengo Solar Plus right here in Southern California. I am so glad you're joining us because I know that solar, well, there's a lot of it in California. And I think some of us believe that it's still unaffordable for the average Californian, but you're going to tell us otherwise.
That's right. That's
Tell
right.
me.
Well, Verengo is the largest residential solar company based in Southern California. And we are out showing people every day how to save a lot of money on electricity and do the right thing by replacing dirty electricity with clean, renewable energy.
Well, there's no doubt, and it's just a fact, that solar is cheaper just to install. That's what we know for sure, just because more people are buying it, economies of scale. But there are also two other points that I think I'd like you to discuss, is the incentive side, because that really changes the whole mathematical calculation for solar. Explain the incentives that are available.
Absolutely. So there's a common misperception that solar is expensive, but that's really, those are the old days.
Right.
Now there's great subsidies in place. There's a state rebate, there's a federal tax credit, and prices have also come down. And so it really makes solar a great investment.
You told me before we started our interview that you can now lease solar panels. I had no idea. That's huge news to me, at least.
That's right, a big development in the industry. And so you can go solar with a very small upfront payment, around $1,000, sometimes zero, and start saving money immediately.
It's like buying a car, in effect.
That's right.
But you get the solar panels for how many years?
18 years.
That's a long time.
It is.
I mean, a lot of people don't stay in homes that length of time.
That's right.
What if you moved, for example? How would that work?
Well, so if you lease a system, the solar system just transfers automatically to the person buying the house.
Simple, straightforward. What's also exciting about the solar industry is right now, California, Southern California, the Inland Empire is really getting pummeled by unemployment. Our unemployment in California, 12.5%, whereas in the U.S. it's under 10%. Yet there is an industry that's hiring, and that's solar, and I want you to tell us all about the benefits to solar employment.
It's one of the really great, gratifying things about being in solar. We've been able to hire a lot of people at a time when it's really tough out there. Verengo's added 100 people in the last year.
That's phenomenal. I mean, that really is amazing to think that one entity has hired 100 people in 1 year.
And we're growing, and in fact, we're looking for great electricians and roofers and salespeople.
Are you listening? Are you listening to this? The company's based in Orange. It's called Verengo Solar Plus. You want a job, they're looking to hire.
That's right.
Why? Why are you able to grow? What is working for you?
What's really changed is that solar is really compelling on the numbers now. It used to be...
Give us a sense.
Well, so if you buy a system, it's the equivalent of making an investment that's like a bond that pays 18% interest the first year and goes up every year thereafter as electricity rates go up.
Really?
So with the subsidies, with lower prices, it really saves people money.
For an average home with pretty good sun exposure, $10,000?
Well, it really depends on the utility you're at, but
really?
it can be the initial cost can be a little more than that, 15, 17,000, and then you make that great return on that investment.
But what about the rebates and the incentives? Is the 15,000?
That's after the subsidies.
Okay, so it's getting there. I mean, it's definitely. How quickly do you make your money back?
Well, again, it depends on the utilities.
Explain that.
Well, different utilities have different rebate amounts. And your electricity cost is different in different utilities too. So there's some math you have to do to generate the numbers. But typical payback periods are around 6 to 8 years today.
So if you know you're going to be in your home for a while, if you've already found your dream home, I mean, it seems to make a ton of sense, and you can feel good about it as well.
And you're making that 18% return every year, starting year one.
I'll have to talk to my wife. Maybe it's time. We have great sun exposure where we live. Ken, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for what you're doing for the environment. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet. For Local Edition, I'm Brad Palmer, and thank you so much for watching our program.